Okay. I said every person in our downline is going to be invited, Heather, because I just think it's going to be the most magical trip that we've ever had. I've wanted to do this since I've been a coach, and I've never been able to afford to invite my whole downline. And I want to invite any of your girls that hit diamond and hold it for 6 weeks to Disney. If you think I was holding that back from my team, y'all are crazy. And I went to my team, just like I did yesterday in our thread and in our coaches team, and shared with you guys my vision. And you guys, it was the most magical thing to wake up the day we went 3-star premiere at Disney with the 2 leaders on my team that helped me get there. I don't even think we went to bed. I'm pretty sure we went to Starbucks to get the new hot pink cups, and then we went and found gluten-free donuts, and then I went and sat on a massive unicorn eating the donuts. So that's what really happened. We didn't even fall asleep that night, and that was pretty impressive because we were drained the next day. But that's what this is about. And so Chelsea, you guys, came to me, and she found this house, and I've always wanted to do this beach. I've always wanted to be on a beach with my team. I don't know why. There's something about the water and just having a fun time. And it's open to the whole downline. But here's the kicker. I can't do it unless we hit a lead. I can't hit a lead by myself. It is a we thing, okay? And I just imagine us on this beach, waking up in the morning, doing our pre-workout dance parties. God only knows what we would actually come up with, because we had a fun one at Summit when we, our Summit thing that we did. And masterminding and staying up at night and getting to know each other and just hanging out, like going down to the beach and having fun, like a photo shoot down there, and having probably Mary, my corporate, if I can sneak her in, my corporate mentor, come and teach you guys, because she is amazing. And I want you guys to succeed. And so when you say hit diamond, when I say, what does diamond look like for you? It looks very different for me than it probably does for Amanda, than it probably does for Chelsea, right? So that diamond is not a rank. If you hit diamond and if you built your team, where's that income? Is that going to allow you to take a step back from maybe your second job? Is that going to allow you to maybe have some fun free money? Is that going to allow you to pay for your child's daycare so you don't necessarily have to go back to corporate because you're covered? Is that going to allow you to maybe take a step in the right direction and pay off debt so you don't have that monthly bill? Is that going to allow you to pay for your kids' sports? Is that going to allow you to maybe shop more organically and bring healthier foods into your house? And I'm very realistic, you guys, because November of 2017, when I had to go all in with this, I'm telling you, I literally had to make a list every single week. And I was like, do I really need this week? Do I really need this? Okay, I'm gonna have to buy this brand. It was like whatever I made in Beachbody in that point in time was gonna cover our groceries. Like, it was that legit. And back then in 2017, I was making $100 a week, maybe. Okay, I've been in a really worse position than I am now. Okay, 2017, we had $6.87 in our bank account. So when you say, I want this, how bad do you want this? Like, is this like your A, B, C, D, and then your X, Y, and Z? Or is this like your A, B, or is this, is this maybe like a D? Like when you say you want this and I say, okay, what are you doing? Like, how can I help you? And I don't see you, or I don't hear from you, or I have no communication from you. And they're like, I didn't even hit Success Club this week. I'm going to come back or this month. And I'm going to say, did you invite? Because I didn't see you on Instagram. I didn't see you post. I didn't see you show up. I didn't even see you ask a question. And you're gut checking yourself, you guys, because even when I'm not on social media, I'm constantly connecting with people. I'm a freaking room mom. Do you really think I wanted to be a room mom? Like, no, I didn't. But that's more connections for me. Like, that scares the crap out of me. Like, I am not, like, getting together with 40 women in Prosper is like frightening to me. And it's not a bad thing, but it's just I'm very homey and just like my house, like I love everybody just to feel warm and cozy in it. And like a lot of houses around here are not like that. Okay. So it's just getting out of your comfort zone every day. Okay. It's showing up and literally doing something that's going to scare you every day. And I'm going to call Laura out because y'all, she came over from another MLM, and I hear from her every sinking day, and she takes my advice and she's coachable. I'm like, you need to show up more on Instagram, or you need to make sure you're doing a post every day, get out there. You have to connect. And my goodness gracious, she's so goofy, but she's there. Like and that's just her nature. Like some of her things are just funny and I love it, but she's coachable and she does what I say. Why? Because if I didn't show up every day, Amanda wouldn't be here. Chelsea wouldn't be here. Like I knew Amanda way back in the day, like 13 years ago, but we reconnected through Instagram. Chelsea, I would have never met Chelsea. And you want to know something? It's because I've been consistent. It's because in 5 years, I haven't given up and I haven't stopped. It doesn't mean when things get hard, you get to stop and just like run away. Would you do that if you had a storefront? If you had a boutique? If you had a coffee shop? If you had, your own waxing business or your own nail salon, when you had a hard day, would you stop? Would you just like shut the doors down and say, peace out? No, you guys, like you can't do that. And trust me, I'm sure Amanda's heard it from me. I have been stressing about Success Club, but you know what clicked? I got up and I said, I'm changing my morning routine. I have to do personal development before I even do my workouts. Because that mindset that you have when you wake up in the morning can either make you or break you the whole day. You can wake up in a really crappy mood. And I'm going to tell you something. When I woke up and Chris said he was here until 2020, and 2 hours later, he got an email stating he was going back next Saturday, my mood was rough. Because I don't know when my husband's going to be back. But do you think I'm going to shut the doors? I bet you guys didn't even know that happened. I didn't shut my doors. I didn't shut down. I didn't close my life because something in the background had me down. I might have had a rough few days, but I still showed up and did my workout, did my personal development, shared with you guys I was going through a rough time. And I still invited every single day. And the one thing that I'm going to share with you is that I never miss a power hour, whether it's a power hour that's already set in the day or a power hour in power pockets that you do for yourself. And I mean, when I say, where do you put your business? Is it like number 10 on your list out of 1 through 10? Because if it's at 10, I'm going to tell you right now, you need to really reevaluate where you're at. And guys, I think Amanda went from like 4 coaches, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2 coaches to 12 coaches in like 6 weeks. And it was hustle and it was hard. And this is what I'm going to tell you. When it's time to run, I'm going to tell you, y'all, it's go time. Like it's run time. Like we have got to do this. And then you know what's going to happen? We're going to hit, we're going to hold it. And I'm going to say, halt it, take a breather. We're done with qualifications, work your business, but we did it. And then we can relax for a few weeks. I'm not talking about like not doing the things, but there's a hustle season. And then we've got our season where we're just normally working, right? So when you go diamond, you hold it for your 6 weeks to hold your lifetime. Then you're a lifetime. Yes, can you drop? Yes, but then you're considered a lifetime. And when we do that as a 5-star team, we hold it for 6 weeks. We're considered a 5-star team, but we're also considered an elite team for the year. And I don't know if you guys understand what elite is. Elite is the top 0.001% of the company. It's the top 200 teams out of 400,000 coaches in the company. Does that it opens so many doors for our team. It means early access to new trainings. It means going into the roundtable, which I will sit on a panel for my team in a huge panel of what we would like to see within Beachbody. It means leadership opportunities, and I can bring a guest to. It means we get perks when we go to Summit. I get me plus a guest on the floor. And that guest doesn't have to be a leader. I might do a raffle and say, you've busted your butt. You're on the floor with me tonight. And it's life-changing because I've been there. It is life-changing, you guys. I've been to leadership with Lori. It changed everything. I've been to NLC in January as a 1-star. We were a 3-star when we ended the year. We dropped back and I went as a 1-star, which is fine. I was still considered a 3-star, but New Leader Conference was life-changing for me. It was business changing. And that's what I want for you guys. So you need to prioritize your business. If your spouse does not support you, guess what? You need to have a talk with him. This is what I want to do. This is why I want to do it. And he might not support you. Chris didn't support me for like 3 years. Did I stop? Nope. Is it a blessing now? Yep. Okay. But you need to have that hard conversation with whoever it is, including yourself. And you need to look in the mirror and you need to say, what are my priorities? Am I watching Netflix when I could be inviting? Am I going out with girlfriends more than I need to? Because if it's not a hell yes and it's not moving your business forward right now, then it doesn't need to be a yes. You're gonna make sacrifices. Trust me. I've said no to my mom. I've said no to friends. I've said no to Friday night date night. Yeah, I've said no. But that's what happens, because 5 years from now, when you look back, you can say it was worth it. But don't come to us and say, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, when you're inviting one person a day. It's not gonna cut it. So talking about power hours, you guys, because we're gonna do power hours and kind of what the power hour looks like. I know Amanda, she has transitioned from working full-time and running a business, and Chelsea is here. She worked she was a ref, and she worked her full-time job, and she was working Beachbody, okay? And now she's a mama about to go back to work, working Beachbody. And in between there, COVID happened, and Beachbody has become her, I guess, her second stream of income, and reffing has been put on hold, okay? So they have 2 very different structures on how they run their businesses. And I have a very different structure, okay? But I wanted them to kind of go over their power hours and how they structure their day with you guys so you can take those notes, because I know we have working moms on here. I know we have part-time working moms on here. I know we have women that aren't working right now that need this. So I'm going to let Amanda roll with it for, I don't even know what time it is, 10 minutes, Amanda, or just whenever.
Yeah. So, I know Heather drops a lot of truth bombs and I try to absorb them all, but she was talking about how many coaches, I don't even know. I wish I kind of had a track of how many coaches I signed up in the amount of time to hit Diamond. And I hit Diamond while working my full-time job, and having 2 babies at home and having a husband who worked crazy hours. He's not home at nights, most nights. And so it's just me. What I have found super, super successful is Power Pockets. We all know Power Hours. They work too, but Power Pockets is what kept me alive during my push for Diamond. And I have a breakdown. There's an amazing training. Keisha, I'm not sure, I'll post it in the chat, but she basically takes you through a training of how to do Power Pockets. And if that is the only time you have, and I know I tell my coaches this all the time because all of my coaches have full-time jobs. 2 of them have 3 kids. One of them has a child that needs care 24/7, plus she's going back to school. Like, Power Pockets are prime for my team. So I always harp on that. Like, literally, and I know y'all have heard me say it before, I will sit in the bathroom on the toilet and message people if that is the only time that I have. But when you're maximizing the time that you have, that is when you're going to see the best results. And I kind of want to go back to what Heather was saying in the beginning, about you say you want this. Let's break down what this means to you, because this means something different to everybody. This, for me right now, is the only thing I have. I did not choose for this to be my full-time job yet. That was always the goal. I was forced into it by a layoff. Okay. I know we're all kind of being touched by that from, people we know. Maybe you've been laid off. I'm not sure, but what does this mean to you? And keep that in your mind and write that down and have that somewhere. I actually sat down for the first time ever and wrote out my vision in detail. I wrote out how I saw myself waking up every morning once I hit my goal. I wrote down what I wanted, how I was feeling, where I saw Ryan. My husband he has no desire he owns a company. He doesn't have any desire to leave it or sell it. I'm not trying to bring my husband home like a lot of people are. And that is a very, very real, attainable goal that some people are having. But my vision is that he can sell his company and he doesn't have to work his crazy hours anymore. And we can buy our RV. And I vision us buying our RV, taking our kids on vacation, waking up wherever the heck we want to. I want to flip this RV because I love my old house. We flipped our old house. I love DIY. I want to flip our RV. I want it to make it our second home. I want to just go wherever we want to go and wake up that way. I have such a strong vision, and I am so mad that I didn't write down my vision when I was where you are right now, because I think I could have excelled so much quicker if I had that. And if I saw that every morning, if I read that to myself every morning to see what this is. So when Heather says, you say you want this, I want you to break it down and tell yourself, well, what is this? What does this mean to me? Where am I going? Why do I want this? And where, I lost my train of thought. I get so pumped up and then I lose my train of thought. But I want to encourage y'all, if anything else, this, tomorrow, this weekend, whenever you have that chance, really think about what your vision is and start kind of formulating that. Start jotting it down, start writing it down. So that was kind of like another tangent I wanted to unpack on what Heather was saying, but I think these power pockets are going to be crucial. I know a lot of y'all, I think all of y'all work full-time, right? Laura, I don't know. I don't know you very well yet, but I think you do too, right? I'm getting hot.
Yeah. I'm part-time speech pathologist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're all busy. You're all
But
busy.
I'm also doing acting. So I have like,
Oh,
and a
see?
mom.
Yes. Yeah. All the things. See, she's doing all the things, and I know she's killing it because I know Heather brags about you all the time to me.
That's so sweet.
So don't forget that while you're busy and while you're doing the things now, while you're in the moment today, where you could be in 5 years, if you worked as hard as you're working for the man that you do on your business, could you imagine where you would be? And this is what blows my mind. My old company that I got laid off from, I maxed out my salary. I could not make any more than what I was making. If I had worked there for another month, or if I'd worked there for 20 more years, I would be making the same amount. Y'all, premiums go up every year. Cost of living goes up every year. I would have been making the same amount. I mean, by the time I was 60, that probably would have been like entry-level pay. And I was giving my heart and soul, and I was on call 24/7, and I was waking up at midnight because doctors weren't showing up to their shifts, and I would have been doing that for 20 years, making the same amount of money. If I just flipped that and put that energy, wake up at midnight and do my own thing, I'm setting my own pay structure. If I decide I don't want to work hard one week, I mean, that's going to suck for my business, but that's my choice. And I chose to take a lower pay that week. But if I'm like gung ho, like this month, I want to save up because I want to go on, I want to go to Disney with my family, then I'm going to bust my ass and I'm going to knock it out, and I'm going to do what I have to do to make that money, because I have that choice and you have that choice. You have the choice to make the amount of money you want to make, but that's going to come with the hustle. And I know there's like that disclaimer, Beachbody does not guarantee any pay. It's all based on your diligence, and I'm totally butchering this, but I think you get the point. I don't have that memorized yet. So when you are sitting there thinking, this is hard, this is like, I'm like spinning my wheels and nothing is happening. If you're having those off days or those off weeks, like I'm just working and working and working, nothing's happening, I promise you it's going to happen. Everything you do today is planting the seed. If it's a no, you're planting the seed for next month. You're planting the seed. I actually had a girl, I work with her. I used to work with her. I actually gave her my dog at one point because she was looking for a family dog, and I was looking for a family for my dog, and we were close. And then, we had like joint custody of this dog. It took her a year to sign up and get going with these programs. So just because your best friend says no, that doesn't mean no forever. That just means not right now. So work hard. And I know this is so like, I know, Amanda, I've heard it before, but if you put in that work, you will see the success from it. You will see the results. You just got to do it. You just got to get out of your own way and do it. And what I've been doing lately is looking up old trainings from old top coaches, not old top coaches, but top coaches now. I've been looking up old trainings because I want to learn from them. I want to know what their mind was like when they were at where I'm at right now. Because I'm not a top 10 coach right now. I'm not an elite coach right now. So that I can't relate to right now, but I can relate to the Ashley Molstad and the Emily Favre when they were at Diamond and they were trying to push and hustle to their 2-star, their 5-star. Ashley Molstad sat at 6-star for 3 years before she became superstar diamond and is now the top coach like 3 years in a row. So don't forget that it will happen. You cannot give up.
I love that. And just to kind of piggyback off of what Amanda said, Lori has been telling me since I was not her coach in the beginning, you guys. But since the day I became her coach, she said, just keep going. Heather, keep doing what you're going to do. And I'll probably start crying because she just said, keep going and don't give up. Don't give up when it gets hard. Don't give up when you feel like quitting. Just keep going because it's gonna pay it tenfold. And when we went premiere, you guys, in December, it was like a pivotal moment because it didn't just mean like I went 3-star. It meant I got to open up my second business center and I doubled my income that I made all of last year in the first 6 months of this year. You have to just keep going. And just think about it. If it took you 10 years from now to build a 6-figure income, just hear me out, that you could live a life that you wanted to 10 years from now, would you keep going? Because there's so many people that are sitting in your place that are getting corporate, that are at their max. I was maxed out 5 years ago in my corporate position. I was never going to earn more, ever, unless I went to a company that had a base plus commission. I am now within like, I can envision it, you guys. I will be where I was with my corporate job within the next year. And I'm not stopping. And if you continue to go and do day after day, you're only building yourself, right? Unless you're going to shut the door and leave. So don't, like, I know there's times that you're like, I'm so frustrated, and please understand that, like, I'm there. I've been there, and you can always reach out to me. You can always vent. If it wasn't for Chelsea and Amanda, you guys, because I know that they can handle my vent, but they do, like, they can vent to me too, and I understand the frustrations. And your vision is so important. My vision completely changed after I went to the lake this summer. It completely changed because I saw my family out at the lake every single weekend. I've never seen my family more at peace than when we were at the lake. I have never seen my husband less stressed. I have never seen my kids have more fun. And I have never been less anxious in my life. It's okay for your vision to change, but you need to have one, okay? Otherwise, why are you waking up and doing this? I want my husband to retire if he wants to. He's bored right now, but he loves being a stay-at-home dad. And if he wants to dabble in some geeky stuff, I'm totally okay with that. But I enjoy working. And I am not afraid to be like, yep, I will never stop working. I love it. And I will be that sports mom. Like, if they want me at the fields going rah, 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 like, that'll be like, I envision this. But you've got to have a vision, you guys. So whatever it is, no matter how big or how small it is, make sure you see yourself. You know, I see myself on my farmhouse style lake cabin with a wraparound porch, with these cute rocking chairs, all decked out farmhousey, with my like shiplap walls everywhere. And I'll probably have the only white log cabin in all of Arkansas. But like, that's my vision, you know? So I'm gonna let Chelsea roll with what she wants to. And then the last 10 minutes, I'm gonna share with you guys from my phone how to use Instagram stories because I think it's important. And we'll go into something fun. So, and I hope you guys are getting something out of this tonight, because I think we're going into such a pivotal moment in the year that I think a little tough love with the side of training is good. Okay. So Chelsea, go for it.
All right. So I'm going to give a little, so like last year, like Heather said, I was reffing. My life is entirely different than it was last year. I'm not even gonna lie. But last year I was reffing, working, and doing the business. And I'm not even gonna lie, the reason I hit diamond was because I called my best friend and I told her and I gave her my credit card. I signed her up. And so we hit diamond, but I've also made it to where I don't have to have her do that. So it's a good thing. But you do what you got to do to hit goals. And she will purchase if I ever need her to. But that being said, I was working at work during lunch breaks, sending messages. I remember getting on calls and like talking to people while I'm like sitting there with my door shut in the office, when we used to go in those places. This is my office now. I start back here Tuesday morning. But beside that, and so like that's how I did it. But what I want to share is kind of my vision of how I'm going to get back into it starting Monday or Tuesday. I start back Tuesday as a mom with an 8-week-old, trying to balance working full time, having people in my house taking care of my child while I'm working, and cleaning my house, doing all that other stuff, still working on my weight loss journey because I got to get this weight off because I hate it and I miss my body. And just living my life too. So we can send this out, but I sent it to Heather and Amanda. And this is the way my brain works because I'm super organized. And if you guys were on a training a couple months ago, I have a calendar or a binder. But basically I took the BAT, which if you guys are in the Emerge training that we're going to do, we'll go over this more in depth in that. But basically I took the BAT and I broke it down. Because what I was finding was I was doing the easy stuff. I was sending the connecting messages and I was sending some of the like follow-ups with people that I had been talking to for a while and I felt really comfortable with. But I wasn't sending new invites. I wasn't reaching out and sending out coach invites. I wasn't doing the hard, scary things because they're hard and scary. And sometimes for me, it's not the no that scares me. It's the waffling of the people when they're like, oh yeah, let me find out. And then it's like, how the hell do I talk to you about it? But I just talk to them the way I talk to them. So what I did, now don't look at this map because it's going to intimidate you because I'm on a different wavelength, but it's going to have a diamond roadmap in it. This is the 2-star. And I'm getting it ready for tomorrow. So we've got the 2-star map. This is the way I'm going to break out my day. So I've got calls that I have to be on, posts, so like what I'm posting in groups, my feed, if I'm doing like little special things like flash sales, and then when I'm doing my power pockets. So I've got all the power hours written out that are led by Lori's stuff, and then I'm going to write out when I'm going to do power pockets. So my plan is to do one first thing in the morning, do like a 30-minute, hopefully that'll be when I do most of my invites. That's what I was doing before I went out on maternity leave and it worked really well. And then I'm going to try to do one at lunch. I'm going to do one when I'm in meetings and I don't really care what's going on at work. Yes, I'm that person. And then, what's the other thing? Oh, I'm going to do one hopefully like when Joe gets home and like we can kind of like divvy up baby care, and then hopefully once she gets more on a schedule and like lays down and goes to sleep a little bit earlier, one before I go to bed. That's not always the case, and so that's the goal. And then what I did too is, because again I wasn't doing the scary things, but I was filling out the BAT and I was sending like 175 conversations, but I was getting places, but I wasn't doing all the other stuff. But I broke it down to where my goal is to have 15, this is like invites for challenge groups. So trying to do 15 a day, 5 coach invites a day, because I think the goal is like if you do 3, like they say that like that's a good average a day. So if I do 5, then I'm, multiplying it more. Follow-ups, I have the space for 5 that goes over to the other side. New conversations, so that's where I'm like more building relationships before I do like a solid invite. I mean, if they're watching my stories, they're doing that type of stuff, I might not do that, but like I tend to, like, as soon as somebody like follows me, like I'm sending a message within 24 to 48 hours if I feel like they're a good one. And then I'm going to be writing down to who I've added. I don't do collections. That stuff just kind of freaks me out. But going in and doing the people that I've added. So 20 of those a day. And then check-ins with coaches, and then if I'm checking like the places where people are at. So my goal is to at least do parts of those things every day. So like those are the things that you do in a power hour, right? You're doing your connections, but writing, like I'm going to be writing them down. You're sending out those new connection messages. You're doing your invites. You're doing your follow-ups. Like those are the things that you do in a power hour, but structuring them to where I've got the most important thing that I'm going to be moving my business forward. So that way I work my way down the list. And if for some reason I don't get to follow 20 people, it's not going to make or break. Eventually it could potentially hurt, but if I don't send out invites, that's going to hurt me in the short term. Whereas not following 20 people in a day might not be as big of a deal, because other people will find you too. So working my way through that list, and that's going to be my goal, and I'm going to start it tomorrow. I had been working from it this week and it worked really well, but again, I was doing it from the top down and I had it set up a little bit differently, and I was doing the easy things again. So I changed it up to see, because I'm going to be honest, I think Heather probably knows, it's been hard to get in a groove with being home alone with a newborn. You're trying to send messages and you get distracted, and then she's not napping, and she hasn't for like 4 weeks. And so not being able to get anything done. So it's been hard, but I'm keeping going. Utilize your stories. I know Heather's going to go over that. And I think that's something that's super important, is to utilize the things that you can, that are easier to do and easier ways to invite people into what you're doing, by sending putting a poll up and doing things like that and talking about your challenge groups, because you can do that and it not be big and scary, and still make those connections with people, especially the ones that are watching you constantly. And just trying to figure out how you can get that to move forward. But I think I'm excited for this, to see if this is going to help make sure that I can move forward, especially with everything that's going to be happening in the next week or two with going back to work. But, I think that a lot of this, Amanda and Heather spoke all of the words of wisdom, so I'm just going to be more organizational. But making sure that you're also doing all of the other things too, and you're doing all the vital behaviors. We were talking about some stuff for this new training, and guys, it's so important to write down your vision, to write out your affirmations and make them powerful. Ruth, I don't know her last name, it starts with an S.
Sure.
She opens her power hours every time that she does them with an affirmation, and she makes you not just like write like I'm powerful, but she like makes you write out like these bomb ass affirmations that like like really, like it's like I'm a 15-star diamond making $50 million a year. Nothing. I mean, there's no guarantee of income, so I mean, I guess you could make $50 million a year, but that'd be pretty hard. But just writing out real powerful affirmations than just these kind of like little rinky dinky ones that I think like we tend to do. So I'm super excited about that, and like getting back in my mindset game, because when my mindset game is on point, guys, like my business is so much better. And the minute that my mindset falls, I let all of the negative committee come in. Like, I'm not sending the things. I'm not being courageous. Like, people can feed off that. And so make sure that you're like, if I give you one tip, like your personal development and your workout should be your number one priority over everything else. Because if it's not, one, we sell workouts. Like, you got to do your workout. Like, unless for some reason you have a reason not to, like being postpartum. Except I'm working out now. But sorry, I'm really tired. And so this is how my brain works when I'm really tired. I'm like squirrel. And so, you know, we sell workout programs. You gotta do your workout. And then the other thing, and they give you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy, and endorphins don't make you kill your husbands. And then the other thing is you gotta do your personal development, because that's gonna be where you make sure you're beating up those mean girls and all the other things that are gonna come in your head. So that's my spiel. Sorry,
It's okay. We get it. The majority of us have probably been there, so it's fine. Like, you're living off of no sleep and probably too much energized, and that's totally okay. Personal development, you guys, comes before. Like, if I could tell you 5 years ago that I needed personal development before I needed my workouts, like, your brain's got to be there. Your mindset right now, your physical journey, but your mindset needs to be there to hustle. Because if you can't get your mindset in that mode, that is go time, that I'm not letting fear get in the way, then that's where you're going to struggle. Okay. And so now, like, every morning you'll probably see me do some kind of excerpt, because it helps me so much, no matter where I'm at. If I physically am like, I'm going to read a chapter and then I'm going to talk about it. And so that's what I've done the past couple mornings. So anyways, we're going to get to the fun part, because if you're not using Instagram stories and you're not utilizing Instagram, you guys, you're really kind of underutilizing your storefront. Okay. And if you're not on Instagram, which I'm looking at everybody here's on Instagram, so we're cool. I'm going to share my phone, because I figured out how to do that, and because I want you guys to be able, this is my brain. Okay, so this is my Instagram, okay? And oh my gosh, really? So when you look at your Instagram, I think, was it Amanda that said this today? Anyways, I can't remember who said this, but yes, it was Amanda. She posted it this morning. When you're scrolling through your Instagram and when you go through your stories, would you like skip through you? Are you boring? Like, are people going to go through your stories and be like, I want to see more. Let me see what she has to offer. I want to show up every single day. And if you go through, you're not going to see Beachbody on here. Like, that's just not, my brand is me. My brand's my family. My brand is baking. My brand is meal prepping and tips and nutrition. My brand's farmhouse. Like, you'll see if you scroll down, not that I don't talk about nutrition and exercise, but my brand, you're not going to see stock photos of Beachbody on here. You don't want it. Don't use, oh my gosh, don't use a stock photo. I'm here to tell you, don't use a stock photo, because I would rather see a beautiful selfie of you, okay, than a stock photo. I want you guys to find 5 things who make you outside of Beachbody, and I want you to write them down, because what you're going to do, you guys, when you go to your storefront and say, I'm going to go through here. So you're going to see throughout my day, I take people through my day. Okay. I ended with a recipe yesterday. Okay. And I'm always letting people know, like, recipes are my thing, you guys. So I'm always providing value. You want to provide value. So like I provided value with a Tasty Tuesday. I'm showing people that this is what our group is like, okay? I check in at night. This is me this morning, okay? And I shared the excerpt from the book that I'm reading. Still didn't mention anything Beachbody, just my personal development, my dance workout. And then you're gonna go through your workouts, right? Mindy had an amazing NSV today, but I didn't even, a non-scale victory, didn't post who it was, right? Because she wanted to share that. But you want to share your stuff. You want to share other people's non-scale victories. You want to share what's like, why these workouts and why this nutrition and why Beachbody. It doesn't say in here anything really, it doesn't say about Beachbody, but this is one of her non-scale victories and she's on my team and I'm going to share it. Okay. So then I start going through, this is my call to action. Okay. This one's a little bit longer, but it's because I'm going into Transform 20 and I wanted to take people through my 5-year journey and kind of where I've been. So I pulled pictures from coaches that have gotten results, but then I also took people through Chelsea going backwards again and now going back through this journey again with me. Okay. And then I'm just taking, and yours doesn't have to be so detailed, you guys, but then it's like, what if you had 20 minutes a day? And here's my call to action. Okay. I just did a poll on my Instagram stories and it's going to run for the next 24 hours. Whether you get one person or you get 500 people answering your poll, that is something that's working for you and you need to make sure that you're doing it, okay? So I wanted to show you guys how to create, okay? So you're in your Instagram stories and I'm just gonna take a picture. You wanna utilize your Instagram stories like you would your feed, okay? So if you're gonna go to the A up in the corner, you want to do hashtags. You can do up to 10 hashtags, okay? So you can be like mom life, and then usually you can say like mom life 101. You can do girl mom. But what you're going to do when you're done with this, you're not going to leave it like that because how stupid does that look? Like, does somebody really want to like go through your Instagram stories and be like, why does she have these hashtags written across her page? You're going to take it and you're going to pull it off your screen. This is like Instagram 101 because I love you guys, but when I see 50 people mentioned, now I think you can only mention 10 people and they're all over the screen. It's fine if you want to do it in like the small right-hand corner. Like today, somebody asked me a question about where I get my headbands and I tagged them in it and I did it really small at the bottom. But like if you're going to go mention, say I mentioned the B brand, I don't want to have the B brand in the middle of my thing because that takes away from what my story is about. So you want to take it off the page, okay? Does that make sense, everybody? Yes? And if you're going to do a, so Amanda has like the DM option. Y'all, I have no options, okay? I don't have the swipe up option. I don't have the DM option. I got the basic options, okay? So you got your poll and you can ask a question. Are you ready to go all in? You ready to go all in? And you don't want to say yes and no. You want to say, I have questions or something like that. I have questions or 100% ready. You want to have it as two positive things. Don't give them the option to say no. Or like 100% interested, DM me please. Only give them options where you can reach out to them or they are somewhat interested for something. You might get these bots that come along. I'm not going to lie. I've gotten a lot of bots lately. They're just stupid accounts that, marketing accounts that answer, but you don't just stop because you don't stop doing your polls because you're getting the bots. Another option that you can do is, ask people something. Like if you're at, Hobby Lobby, who's a Buffalo Plaid obsessed fan, and then they can swipe, they can like it, right? And then when they go to like, I can't even do it. When they go to like it, when you go back through, let me see if I have one. When you go back through, you guys, you'll be able to, I don't think I have one. you'll be able to swipe up, okay? So see how I swiped up on my, did you guys see how I did? You just like swipe up, like you swipe up on your phone. But there's 161 viewers that viewed this. This is where I get my invites from every single day. I go through here, and if there's somebody that I don't know or I haven't seen, or maybe they've been connecting with me and they've been watching me for a while, I'm in their inbox. Why? Because you've been watching me now for 2 weeks. And there's a reason you're watching me. The least I can do is say, hey girl, I see you watching my stories. Just want to send some love and thank you for supporting me on my journey. If there's anything I can ever do for you, please let me know. That just opens up, or you can do an open-ended question. How did you find me? Like, what brought you to my page? That's an open-ended question, you guys, for them to come back and start a conversation with you. Like, heck yeah, I'm not selling anything there, right? So when you tell me you don't have anybody to invite, I challenge you, even if it's like, hey, I have like 30 people, right? Like you have 30 people watching. Cool. So you can go to the very bottom, okay? Go to the very bottom, start from there and be like, oh, okay. And you see these little arrows here on the right-hand side, you've got like the little dots and then the arrows. If you just click that arrow, it allows you to write the message. Hey girl, how are you? And how has your week been? And I say, hey girl, so whatever. But when you send it, it still keeps you on this page. But what it does is it shows what story, okay? Oh, sorry. It shows you what story, when you go to here, shows what story they were watching, okay? So I suggest you swipe up, go through, and look at the people that are watching you, because I'm going to give you a hint. If they're watching you, they're not necessarily a cold market anymore. They're kind of like a lukewarm, warmish market. A cold market's going to be like, if I go here to my tags and, I'm like a running mom's tag, okay? Because we're doing this new running program, I was like, let me go to the running moms and let me see what they have to offer. I'll typically go to something with under 50,000, okay? Because if you go to something higher than 50,000 posts, you see up at the top, a lot of the times, if you go and utilize that hashtag, you're not necessarily finding your niche. You're gonna be lost in the feed. You're gonna be lost in this explore page. If you probably went, unless your post just went viral, you're probably gonna be lost at the very bottom somewhere and you're never gonna be seen. But if you go to something like, here's running mommy, okay? That's more feasible. That's like 14,000, okay? So I would go to the top, go to the most recent. Don't go to the top post. You wanna go to the most recent post, okay? And I'll click on one of the posts. Look, 52 likes. Say I liked, I can vibe with this. Like 3 years ago, I went to the peak of my training for a half marathon. And she's probably recovering from something. So I can totally 100% relate to this. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna look and see who liked this photo, because the chances are these people are probably similar to me. If I like it and they like it, there must be some reason why we're connected, right? So like, I'm gonna take, let me see, Amanda. I'm just gonna do this, IVF warrior, okay? So there's a lot of posts, just IVF warrior, but if you do IVF warrior women, there's only 48 people that use that hashtag, right? So you could, I don't know, and maybe not even people. That might not be a good one, but we have IVF warriors with an S, which is under 20,000. Look, you got somebody working out there, probably a Beachbody coach. But if you scroll down, like 220 likes, that's not even a large number of likes. I bet you if Amanda went through here, she could probably find some people that she could connect with, right? Or let's see, Kim, you are a girl-boy mom. a girl, boy, mom. So even though you type in the name, look at that, girl, boy, mom, only 3.9 thousand people have used that. Okay. So there's not a ton of people, but what you want to do is you want to go to the recent, not the top. Okay. So here's some of the recent ones. And look, you guys, I don't know, look, she has 864, probably not her. You want to just go, yeah, she's probably, yep, she just, and you can tell who's coaches and who's not. And that's where you just have to do some digging. Like, I don't even know who this person is, but she has 45 likes. You can even go look through her page, right? See if you can connect with them on any level. And you might get a hashtag where you are in a hole and you just keep finding people, and that's a good thing. Because here's the thing, what happens if you follow them? Then the next day, you're gonna like 5. You wanna like 5, okay? So say, I did a power hour today and I went through this. So I'm gonna show you guys. You're gonna go to your following at the top right-hand corner. Mine's a little bit high, but it's because I like to do a lot of connecting, and I'm starting to clear it out. So you're gonna go to your following, right? You're gonna go to this little, see where it says sort by default, the little arrow, the up and down arrow, and you're gonna say the latest. Give it a second if you have a lot of people you're following. If not, totally fine. I think Teresa, that's Laura's today, so I was following. But see these top 2? Dawn Marie reached out to me. She's a Monet rep, super sweet, super nice. I really liked how she presented everything to me. And I was like, I like her. She didn't present me anything. She told me my hair was beautiful. She said if I already had a regimen, not a big deal. Like, I just wanted to say that you have inspiring posts and I really enjoy following you. So I went and followed her back. And now what I'm going to do is I would go through. I love that, like absolutely love that. And I would be genuine on my comment. So what I would do is I would comment on 5 of her things, like 5 of her things. You're going to comment on 3 of her things. And then you're going to ask a question on one of their things. Why? You have to engage if you want people. Okay? So if you need a day where you are like, I can't, like, I'm not in the mood to invite, but you can connect and network, do this. This is still a power hour. And you guys, there's power hours that are only for connecting and networking, and that's okay because that's part of your business. Okay? So like, here's Nicole. Don't even know who this chick was, but she randomly posted my transformation on her page. Okay? Obviously she's into self-wellness and self-love. I have no idea who she is, but I love what she stands for. And I went already on her page and I freaking loved on her and I commented. I'm sure she's a coach of some sort. If not, then I'm going to go freaking snatch her up if she's not, but I'm assuming she's some type of wellness coach. Okay. But you don't see Beachbody. You don't see anything screaming Beachbody on here. And that's okay. What you don't want to go do, and I'm going to share with you guys, is you don't want to go do this. MBF. And just say, I don't know, MBF. I don't even know what's about to pull up. You don't want to go into here and go and look at these likes because all 450 of them are probably Beachbody coaches.
Can I interject?
Yeah.
Also, don't tag things MBF. You're going to get, or anything Beachbody, anything with any program, anything related, because on the flip side, that's all you're going to get from that post is coaches following you.
Yes. Thank you, Amanda. Y'all, nothing Beachbody. Like, no Beachbody, no Shakeology, no name of the program, no Shaun T, no Jericho McMatthews. Like, if you want to tag them like in your stories, fine, because the chances of them sharing your story will probably be really high. But unless Carl's giving away $100 and you have to tag him in something, because he does that pretty often, don't tag anything Beachbody. Because listen, you are not Beachbody, right? You represent some of the products that Beachbody has. You are you, okay? So all these people, even though we love them, they're probably all coaches, right? And their coaches probably just haven't said, just don't be tagging, like don't go tag the program that you did, because anybody in their right mind, if their coach has trained them properly, is not going to go follow one of these people, because the chances of them actually getting real people to follow them back instead of Beachbody coaches is probably slim to none. Okay, so instead you can do something. I don't even know if I did any tags on here. I always do my tags in a comment. So like, this is your Monday motivation, this is your Monday. I did Megan Davies because I just entered my success story, okay, into Beachbody. And when you do your success story, tag the trainer, and the chances of them sharing your stuff. So like, I was wanting her to share on her page because she was somebody before she was Beachbody, okay? I rarely do that, but I'm obsessed with her program. But like, former power lifter, I was a power lifter in high school and in college. I was a former heptathlete. I'm a woman who likes to lift, weights over cardio, running mom, transformations take time. But I didn't, you guys saw, I didn't do anything MBF. I didn't do anything, related. And I never, like, I don't think I've ever really tagged any other trainer in a transformation, just because I don't want a bunch of coaches coming in like pumpkin spice everything. You can still, even if it's a transformation, who are you? I'm pumpkin spice everything. I am basic AF. I'm a rainbow mom, healthy eating tips. I'm at home gym. And even at home gym can be weary sometimes because of all of our programs, but now Peloton has an at home gym. You have personal trainers doing at-home gyms, Single Moms Club, Time Nutrition, Working Moms Rock. So these are all things where you can go underneath the tag, you guys. Oh my gosh, is it really 9:41? No, it's 9:10. What time is it really?
It's 10:10 here.
Okay, do you see this? Do you see what my phone is saying? Can y'all see that? It says 9:41 on my phone. My phone's jacked. I was like, oh, okay. Anyways, we'll wrap up. But I just wanted to take that time to show you guys, because there's my reel that I just did.
Wait, Heather, I do have a quick question.
Yeah. Ask questions.
You mentioned something that I didn't realize. So we know, like, on your story, let's say you put a tag on there, right? Hashtag hip replacement, whatever you're going to put. But remember, you were saying, but take it off the page. What are you saying? I'm so old. What do you mean?
Okay, so what you're going to do is,
There's my husband.
You're going
He wants to know.
You're going to do the hashtag. I'll do hip replacement. There you go.
Yeah.
Hip replacement and recovery. You're going to like put your finger on the words, Laura.
Yeah.
You're going to press done whenever you type up. Put your fingers on the words and drag it off of the screen. And then it's still there. You're still going to show up underneath the tag of hip replacement recovery, but like you don't have all your tags and all the people that you're mentioning in the middle of your story. And I know that sounds really simple, but like so many of us still do it.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. It's okay. And you can also hide it behind, like, say you did a hashtag, I don't know. I'm just going to do this so it's short, and you can bring it down here, and then you can hide it if you want with a GIF, like BFF. Just make your BFF and then you hide it.
Oh.
Or you can make it really small, and drag it off. But there's all these different ways to make it cute and not have a bunch of words on the screen. Unless you're trying to provide value to somebody, you don't want all the words across the screen. Amanda, do you have any other tips before? Did I kind of cover the basics of how to use Instagram stories?
Yeah, you did. I think that
Okay.
could be a whole nother training on its own.
Right. And just know
There's so many ins and outs.
everybody has a different, I guess you can say, whatever, the little smiley face at the top. Everybody has a different, different features, okay? Some people have the DM option, which is a new feature that's out. I'm seeing people that usually are typically 1,500 followers and under having that. So make sure your Instagram is always updated. Some people, when you get to 10,000, you'll have the swipe up feature, okay? So you can swipe up and you put your website or whatever in there. If you don't, I'm pretty basic, you guys. I use, DM me or the links in my bio. And that's one more thing, Amanda, I just want to really, really fast. The link in your bio, you guys, I'm going to tell you right now. In your bio, if it says Team Beachbody Coach, get rid of that, okay? Go make yourself a link tree. linktr.ee. It's free, okay? And when you go to Linktree, you can put in the things that you need, okay? So like, here's the 30-day breakaway link. If somebody were to go click that right now, it's taking them underneath me, okay? It'll take them underneath my link directly to the free link of the 30-day breakaway. I talk about that in my stories. If you want to try the program, go to the link in my bio and you can do that. What is coaching? We had a webinar this last month. We'll have one next Wednesday. I'm about to make the event. You guys can just go ahead and put that link in there. They can click it to join, okay? So it's very simple things. The Embrace Empire Mentorship. This takes them directly to my application. And you don't have to have an application right now. But what I'm saying is it makes it so much easier. So you can say, go to the link in my bio if you want to try out our new running program for free. Go to the link in my bio if you want to try out that unicorn crack, right? So it's a link tree. And then I have my Fabletics discount code. But I have about 20 links and you can turn off, on and off links. Keep it simple. Don't get the update. You don't need the upgraded version. But you guys do that so you're not screaming Beachbody Coach. And last thing, you need a picture of you as your picture. I love your dogs. I love the babies. I love all the fun things. But your brand is you. Okay? So I know this was a little bit longer. I know some people jumped off, but I hope that this has helped you guys not be afraid of Instagram, okay? Don't be afraid of Instagram. The more you do it, the easier it's gonna get. And then you're just gonna be like, okay, well, now what? Now what should I do? Like, I didn't know what a reel was, but I just started doing them. And I started figuring them out. And I started if you come and ask me how to do a reel, I'm gonna tell you to go YouTube it. Why? Because that's what I did. Because it's out there. The information's out there. Okay, so I hope this helped you guys. I know it was like 3 different topics. Next Wednesday night is our webinar for our coaching webinar, and we're actually going to be hosting it. Amanda, Chelsea, myself, and Danielle Howe. We're all doing the emerging leaders together starting Monday. So we said, why not kick it off with a coaching webinar next Wednesday? So if you don't know what the emerging leaders is, reach out to me if you're serious about getting to Diamond in the next month. It's a buy-in Diamond push. There's not going to be huge. It's not going to be a massive group, but there is a buy-in for it for the sole reason that it is serious. And if you hit your Diamond and you hold it for 6 weeks, you're going to get a part of the pot. It's just kind of fun money for you. So if you're serious about that, reach out to Amanda, myself, or Chelsea. If not, we will see you guys and make sure. Hey. Yeah. Mindy.
I have a question. So about those like highlight bubbles, they always like suggest doing them. I don't know. I don't have any. Is it something to like
what I would say,
or do I put like my ring transformation in there? Although I couldn't get my ring off today.
I would take people, since you are doing MBF, your next round of MBF, I would highlight and take people through and be like, I took people through really fast. I'll share with you guys really fast because it's easier this way. I took people through my MBF. Okay, so like this, I took people through my time nutrition and my journey for 21 days with MBF, okay? So you can do something like that because when you put it in your stories, you can actually just add to highlight. So your next round of MBF, Mindy, I would do before photos, put it in your story, and then add it to your highlight. Or you can just go to you can just add to you can click on the highlight and you can add to it, okay?
Perfect. And then I have one other question. So, how do you like record your videos, like of you working out, and then you post them?
Okay. I
Since-
go, see how it's different now if it's updated, okay? So on the left-hand side, there's that A, the boomerang, the little template.
Yeah.
Go to the down arrow and it says hands-free. And then I turn it around. Hi. And then when you click it, 3, 2, 1, and I just have it sitting there and it'll only record a minute. Okay. So when it's done recording, la da 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 da, it's done. And then see that up at the top, there's that arrow you can save. I just save it. And then I know it's just a 15-second clip.
Okay.
Okay, so I just kind of do that throughout my workout, and then I know I have 15-second clips that I can put in my stories because it'll save it to your camera, and then you can just upload it back into your stories.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
'Cause I,
Make it a bit easier on you guys.
yes.
All right, and if you guys have any other questions, just let us know. But I know that like Amanda and Chelsea and I have been like trying to just simplify Instagram and make it easy for you guys. And that's just a start. Just do it. You can't do anything else but just do it. You might look retarded. You might think you look retarded, but you don't. And you're only going to get better if you're doing it every single day. Okay. Don't worry about reels. Don't worry about all the fun, fancy stuff. Just start doing it. And I think that'll probably be one of our challenges in our push to diamond is doing 30 days worth of Instagram stories. Because I think that'll be a good one for everybody. So if y'all don't have any questions, I will get the webinar posted so you guys have the link to put in your link tree. We also have some coaching invites I can always help you guys out with. If you need those, just be yourself, be you. And if I can give you guys any advice, look at your challengers who are rocking it out because that's where your best coaches are going to come from because they're already doing it. Okay. So I love y'all. And if you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and I will get you guys this recording as soon as I can get it uploaded. I'll send y'all the YouTube. Okay. Bye guys.